am.
What's up, WesleyG? I heard you you are a globe earther, or at least that you debate as one. So.
I like to debate science.
Cool. What topics?
Anything to do with physics, electrical engineering. I like talking to Alec because he speaks my language, or I speak his language a little bit. Those gravity, yeah, anything like that. I'm not really big into the moon landing because I never really looked into that too much.
All right.
I was just coming to check out what you guys were talking about. You know, keep going.
We just went into a topic change, so now debate is the topic. But there's too many people who agree in the room at the moment. So, what are do you have any like takes on the issue with gravity and quantum? Like the fact that they're
It's
both existing within the same space, but they operate in completely different rules.
Yeah, it's kind of. I guess you might call it leading edge physics, but yeah, they can't make a one theory out of it. So that seems to be one of the bigger issues right now, trying to figure out if they can, or if even that's
I think they can, but it would require the cost is too big. Like
yeah,
like you can join them together, but it would be at the cost of tearing apart the current institution.
yeah.
So
Well,
they don't want that option.
And it would take huge colliders that we can't build right now to try to even figure out what's going on there.
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends on how you look at it, right? Like quantum, well, I guess it depends on what you're commenting about it, but like gravity essentially works off of mass, quantum works off of space. So
what do you mean quantum? What do you mean quantum works off of space? I guess I'm not really great at quantum physics, so
no. Just like in a really basic sense, gravity requires mass to function. As the paradigm, right?
Yeah.
Which leaves the interpretation open to, okay, well, what is space? And hey, lucky for space, we have quantum, and that has its own set of properties. So where there isn't mass, there can still be thing, right? It's like the idea.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know. What was I trying to think about? Like we know what causes charges. We know the particles that cause charge. We know the particles that cause mass. We don't have any. They're trying to find the quote unquote graviton if that exists.
Yeah. What if it's just an alignment? The same way that you have like like when you have a bunch of ferrous material and you swipe a magnet near it, you'll notice that they all align with the direction of the magnet, right? Like everything just like flips. So what if gravity is just some kind of alignment in a field where everything flips, and is basically it offers the direction.
Yeah, you're talking above my head. Like I don't know what that would be, but that's what they're trying. I mean, they're trying to find that particle that would cause that field, for lack of a better term. But like electromagnetism, you're looking for the field particles, like the charges, the quarks.
Well, I think the problem is they're looking for something that is like a particle. But what I think is happening is that it's a field-based phenomena that acts on particles, not the other way around. Like gravity is probably not a particle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Very likely
Yeah,
not a particle.
yeah. I'm not
And
smart
so
enough.
if you're looking for
Oh,
it and it's not
yeah.
that, then you're not going to find it.
Well, you gotta. I mean, you gotta find out what the cause is that's causing the acceleration that we see. Like we know the charges for electromagnetism, we know that, but for
Mhm.
gravity, we don't know the fundamental particle or whatever it is.
Well, I appreciate that certain areas of science, they say that they don't know what it is. I think that's great. But there are so many people out there who keep repeating and parroting, oh, we know what these things are. We know what everything is. Everything's figured out already. And like on its face, everything's really messed up right now, actually. Like people
In
like
my mind,
80% or more of peer-reviewed papers can't be replicated. Like you got the dark matter, dark energy issue. You have these different areas of science that are totally incompatible with each other as a dominant, structure of physics. It's like pretty messed up right now, actually.
well, my what I like to say is, and I didn't. This came from somebody else, but gravity tries to, or sorry, not gravity. Science tries to come up with the best explanation for things, and then every once in a while, there's comes along a better explanation that explains things. It's few and far between, but it does happen. So maybe there is a something that comes along that explains things better than it is right now, and hopefully we find that. It just takes one crazy nut to figure it out.
I think I think the danger right now is that we've already found it, and the whole reason that we have the different areas of science, like whether it's gravity or quantum right now, is because they've been avoiding the obvious answer.
What's the obvious answer?
So, well, I think the obvious answer is that they knew what they were talking about and what they're researching in the past, and one way to occult reality is to not go towards what is the clear solution. So they're like professionally avoiding the solution so that they can make money and they can control the knowledge of the world. That's
Who,
my
who, who,
speculation.
who? Okay, I mean, do you know who they is or no?
Uh, doesn't matter. Just a they.
Yeah, I mean, if you upset the physics world and you are able to demonstrate things that others people can't, there's a Pulitzer and many millions of dollars waiting for you, and you can develop new technology. So, if you're saying that there's millions of people trying to suppress other technologies, then I mean, I guess you can think that. I just there's really no evidence, or sorry, the preponderance of evidence is not in favor of that position. But I can understand why people think that.
Well, remember what I said. I think we had previously figured things out. Like
When?
the origin understanding and the origin science about these issues were less divided in the past. And now it seems that they've kind of run off with the divided factions. It's like
When
everyone's
what?
running around with not enough parts to solve the problem. You know what I mean? But they're still saying that they have enough parts and that one day we'll figure it out. When they need components from both sides to solve the problem as a singular issue.
When do you think they had it figured out?
Um, I think that often the first speculation or idea was closer than the more refined one that we have now. Not
Yeah.
because that is the natural progression, but because it is the intentional occultation of knowledge. I think that there are, people in the Royal Society and other, like secret, often openly secret societies and whatnot, that they're trying to have a stranglehold on what the general knowledge base is. And one way to do that is to when things get really complicated, kind of like confuse things just a little bit more. Like you know enough that things are functional, but you don't know enough that you can actually like nail everything down, you know?
So what was the time period or what was the science that you think they had it all figured out and then it fractioned off of that?
Well, which one? What thing? You know, like this is a timeline kind of thing, right? So like what?
Well,
Gravity
no, just
or
science.
mass or
I thought you were making an overall statement that they had it
well,
figured out one.
I'd say okay, if I said that I wanted to have a universal theory, right? And then I'm making a universal theory. I'm already closer to understanding the truth of reality than every single theory that is currently put forth. I'm already closer because I'm trying to incorporate everything as one, right? Because we cannot have an area that is immune to physics if we have two different physics theories and they operate separately, completely separately, and they're incompatible with each other. So having one theory is already stronger than an extremely advanced two theory model. Just because that you can fine tune one or the other for your purposes doesn't mean that the idea carries merit. Just means that you figured out enough to make it usable,
So
right?
what
Already
was
a
the
unified theory would be a superior theory, yeah?
yeah, what was the unified theory?
Well, it appears that things work in vibrations. They work not as separate models, that they're connected, that everything is part of an electromagnetic spectrum. And I also think that it's pretty apparent that there is no classification of what would be considered like nothing. Like if it's not on the periodic table, does it exist? You see what I mean? Like that, it seems like the current understanding is kind of like just passed up like obvious conclusions in favor for their biased take. Like it's pretty clear though that there is no such thing as nothing. So anything that is appealing to like a materialistic, um, like like a periodic table of elements type of thing paradigm, that's materialist appealing. That can't be right. Like clearly, space exists outside of mass or matter, right? So what is that? It has properties. It has to be something. It's not on the chart. What is it? You know. But this is a
What is
clear
the
issue.
what is the properties of space that you're talking about that
Yeah, it
doesn't
has
matter?
electrical impedance of like the 260 something ohms or something like that. Like there are spatial properties inherent to space. Like light also passes through empty space in a vacuum. That is another issue. There's no like I don't know particle sacks inside of my eyeballs, for example. If light can be represented and replicated and tested as a wave, why must we categorize it as a massless or semi-massless particle? Like there are inherent contradictions in the claims, but because people aren't willing to just throw out the whole baby, um,
Well, if we
you
throw out the
know,
whole baby, if we throw out the whole baby, then we have no way to improve technology.
disagree. Totally disagree. Actually, I just got done proving or making the claim that if I had a unified solution, it would inherently be better than something that appeals to two completely incompatible solutions.
How does that help humanity?
It starts us off on the right track. I mean, how many times did
What
you
does
get to
that
your
what does that mean?
destination? Well,
What does
I'm
that mean?
speaking.
Starts us off on the right track. What does that mean?
I'm speaking still. Like, how many times did you get to your destination by going the wrong direction?
I've done that many times, especially detours and stuff like that.
Detour isn't the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you go in a completely different direction,
You discover new things.
you might discover new things, but you may
Okay.
not discover the necessary things. Actually, the ideas are completely the reason that like gravity and quantum are not compatible is because they don't offer solutions that have any sort of compatibility, like on its face.
Okay, so how does a
So,
unified theory that we can't describe help anyone?
well, just because you can't describe it right off the bat doesn't mean that you won't. The idea is to embrace answers that fit a holistic approach
You're
instead
saying
of a
some
segmented
fancy
approach.
you're saying some fancy words, but I'm not understanding what the meat of it is. Like what is the universal theory that you're proposing?
I'm not saying I have one.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying that the approach of the scientists of the past, they often approach something from a holistic manner. They weren't trying to explain everything. They were trying to reason things as they were. And you'd find that often the first conclusions of many of the people in the past, like Hubble, for example, Hubble positioned that the redshift was things moving away from us. And in that conclusion, that is totally fine. That is an acceptable answer. But then later, the ideas were refined to appeal to a specific model that hadn't actually been evidenced at the time. So you're adding like qualifications to something that at first it was fine, and then you added these presumptions and it ruined things, right?
What presumptions? Can you give me an
Like for
example?
example, if you're
Yeah.
testing motion, okay, like the Michelson-Morley experiment, right? They're
Yeah.
shooting light beams in different directions. I'm sorry, they're shooting a light beam, it splits off into different directions, and there was a shift, right? And that shift was supposed to be a predicted amount, supposedly, to detect the ether.
If there was ether, it should have.
If there was ether. Now,
Yep.
let me ask you this. What if ether is moving?
Oh, we can't detect it. Oh, if it was moving,
Well,
either way.
there would be a shift. It would just be a different relative calculation than what you expected because you had a presumption going into your calculation. You
That's
already
a that's
presumed that the Earth was moving by X amount, so
that's a great
you're
theory. That's a great theory. Why don't you do an experiment that proves that?
well. All the evidence is still there. Like if you're expecting a shift at around 20 something kilometers and you're getting like, I don't know, 7, it's already a problem, right? But then to claim that there's no shift, and to gaslight the world that there was no shift, that's a problem. Don't you agree?
I don't know the Michelson-Morley experiment. Like I haven't read the paper, but
No,
so
that's
I'll
fine. I
take you at your word.
explained the relevant portions, right? Like if there was a shift, then it would be misleading to say there's no ether. It just means there's more that you need to understand or like revisit your hypothesis.
Sure, they've
Doesn't mean
conducted
the
that.
data is wrong. It means that
I know
maybe your
they've repeated that
pre-cooked
experiment and
assumption.
found nothing. They've repeated that experiment and still have not found it. So
Oh,
if you're
disagree.
I didn't.
Disagree. No, the shift is
Which
still
paper?
there.
Right, so show me the paper then.
It's the same paper. The same paper has the shift in there.
It
Go
should
ahead,
have been
Joe.
more.
What that?
It should have been more, I think she said. Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 times less of a shift than what they expected if it were a stationary ether, right? But if it were an ether in motion, see, the ether wasn't something that they were uncertain of. Everybody had adopted the ether in that time period.
Not
So it
everybody, but
wasn't,
yes, a lot of people did. Not everybody.
It was a well-known. Yeah, it was pretty common. I don't know if anybody really disagreed with it until then. But now they say it's an ether, but it's just like like quantum
Particles.
vacuum. Yeah, just pops into that existence. The quantum field, the electric field.
originally they said that the apparatus shrunk to make
Yeah,
the difference.
there's Yeah, shrinking.
That would be
and
the first and only time anything's ever shrunk to pass a test, I guess.
relativistically, no, it's been shown many times.
Well,
Do you have an
yeah. Do you have an example? Just curious.
I don't. I mean, other than time, I don't know about the distance being shrunk, but time can be
you
sped
talking
up
about?
or down.
What experiment?
Sorry, I don't understand what
I
she's
said,
saying.
what
Yeah.
experiment are you talking about?
So, clocks being sped up and slowed down comparative to one another when they go at different speeds. There's been ones on airplanes. There's been one obviously on satellites and spaceships, and you can detect the time change between ones that are on Earth versus ones that are sped up.
So speeding up and slowing down, like you're equating that with the shrinking.
Of time, yes. I'm
Time's
not so much
not
sure
right.
about length contraction, but I know there are some out there. But I'm not an expert, and I'm not that well spoken in that area because I haven't looked into that. But time for sure does speed up and slow down depending on your speed.
Yeah,
Relative to
time's like not a thing like that you can touch. It's like a descriptive property. Some people define it as what clocks measure. Some people just find it as like change. What?
it's the frequency of events.
Yeah.
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 I mean, we're
Whenever you see
looking.
a lot of examples of things shrinking, like anyway, I just want to hear about.
I mean, you're basically appealing to microseconds of a delay, and you're saying that it's shrinking space and time.
Yeah, because we can't travel at the speed of light. If we did, we could do it, but we can't right now.
Well, if
Because it's microseconds, you don't believe it happens?
no, I do believe. Look, I'm a gamer. Okay, I believe in ping times. All right, I believe in ping times. All right, I understand. But here's the problem. You see, the reason I brought up light earlier, right, being a wave or particle, is that if a transmission, like a radio transmission, for example, to a satellite, is also a wave, then it could very clearly could be subject to like a Doppler effect, which is an attenuated transmission. So just because you have a delay over a specific distance, doesn't seem to me that it would be the case that you would have no delay, just because they use this rule that like light has a specific speed. They basically get away with the idea that they expect a transmission at a certain time, right?
Well,
But
yeah, radar.
I would expect a delay. Honestly, I would.
Well, that's testable. Radar, you can test that with radar.
Yeah, I agree. I think the
No, I
delays
mean,
are
do you believe
necessary and expected, but delays in your worldview are first, second, and third order, corrections to then at the end say it's because of time shrinking and space shrinking and time, like contracting.
Well, they put clocks on a plane. They had the plane travel around the world. They brought the clocks and they weren't at the same time. And that experiment was repeated many times. So, I mean, sure, there's another explanation for it, but it's very much less likely than the one that we're talking about.
We're
I mean,
talking
if
about.
you call. What's
Oh,
that?
God. We were talking about the Earth rotation and the proof of it. Now we're
We're
moving
talking
on
about
to
Earth
time
rotation.
dilation. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't think we were talking about Earth rotation.
I'm just kind of all over the place.
Okay. Well, I wasn't on
trying to
Earth
see. I'm
rotation.
trying to see what will spark an actual convo. But maybe this isn't.
Here's a good one that I like. Do you think that we are accelerating upward at 9.8 meters per second on the surface of Earth?
What? Is that
Do you
what you
think we're?
believe?
Oh yeah.
You speaking for me or?
No, I'm asking you. That's why I asked the question. Do you believe it?
No, not at all. No,
Okay.
no.
What do you think we're
There are some upward earthers though.
No, yeah. No. That's relativity, but no. What do you think causes things to fall down? Do you believe in gravity? Take it you don't
I
believe in
think
gravity.
it is an electric orientation.
Okay. Well, I'm an
I
electrical
think,
engineer, so I'd love to hear why you think that.
yeah. So in your paradigm, stuff moves things. In my paradigm, I think it has to do with the. I think personally it is electrostatic. I think there is an electrostatic gradient, and that sets the inter. Well, I don't appeal to atoms, but I'm just going to use this framework because you know what those are. I think that the electrical bonds of the atom are electrostatic in nature, and their orientation is set by the electrostatic charge that is ambient in the air.
Okay. What is the
And
electrical charge in the
so
air?
it is the field orienting the matter at a atomic scale. That's what I
And
think
that's
it
what
is.
makes that what's biased the direction is down, right?
I think that the matter, because of that gradient, seeks its like partner. It if it's heavy, it sorts down. If it's light, it sorts up. That's like the effect, basically. And
Okay.
that's why you also get like these buoyant issues because not everything is just about weight. Sometimes it has to do about state.
Okay. So in Earth's atmosphere, there is a charge as you go up, as you said, right? Like it's
Yep.
like 300 volts per whatever. Have you heard of this or no?
Yeah, it's 100 volts per meter, about.
Okay. So is that what when you claim the static or the charge or the field, is that what you're claiming is the field, that charge?
Um, I think it's part of it. Yeah, I don't think it's the whole thing. I think it's part of it, though.
Okay. Well, if I can help you rule that out real quickly.
Okay.
Because there are I used to work for the utility, and the power lines outside most of your apartments are at 13,000 volts and are 15 feet off the ground. So 3 meters, 4
Okay.
meters, 5 meters. And they're constantly flipping back and forth. Some of them are
Okay.
DC and some of them are AC. So if we were to go with it's the charge or the static charge of the atmosphere, then if I put a mass, whether it be the lightest mass in the world, between those, it should start oscillating between those. Or if I just flip the polarity of the pole, I would be able to make it go up. Yet that's not possible.
Um, well, okay, so you'd first have to overcome the field that you're currently in, but then
Yep,
yeah, you could
by
make
putting
things float.
by putting 13,000 volts instead of your 100 volts per meter. Put 13,000 volts. That would override that.
Yeah, I don't know how to address that comment, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I know. I know. That's why when you say things like this without talking to an expert or being an expert,
No,
that's
no,
why
no. You
it's
didn't you
so
didn't
easy.
establish your expertise. You just said some stuff. You did no different than I did.
Oh, ask Alec. Alec knows. Oh, he left. Oh no, he's there. Alec, come on.
Dude, no, no, stop. You don't need the peanut gallery to back you up here. I'm just saying, like, you didn't prove what you're
Well, you can
saying either.
test my credentials.
Yo,
I'm a
what's
licensed
that?
Well,
professional engineer.
What are you asking me?
I'm a licensed professional engineer. Alec, I was going to say, you're an electrician. So do you know what the utility voltages are typically outside of a house before the transformer?
Well, I never claimed to be whatever you just said, dude.
Oh, I thought you were sitting for your electrician's license. Sorry.
If we find like no shift, then we'll say, oh, like that's a faulty method, because we know the Earth's rotating. But then if we find like something does shift, we'll be like, oh yeah, that's like definitely measuring the rotation.
No,
So just
we're
like change
talking
the
about.
model as we go.
Well, I'm talking about electricity right now. If you guys want to move on, I'd be happy to leave. But if you're going to come into my area of expertise, I don't mind talking about it. But if you don't want to, that's
She's
fine too. I'm not
she's
here to argue.
traveling. She probably didn't hear that we
Yeah,
changed
fine.
some of the
Yeah, I am.
topic.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. If you guys want to talk about that, that's good. I'm fine to move off it. But when you start talking about electric fields and stuff like that, you probably best get some type of electrician like elec or electrical engineer talking about those things because we can help you
Okay, well,
refine
let me
those
ask you
models.
this then, Mr. Electrician expert. I'm going to
I'm
ask
not an
your expert
electrician.
opinion now.
I'm not an electrician, but go ahead.
Okay. Did I say electrician or engineer? What did I
No, you
say?
said electrician.
Oh, I probably said that because you just said that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're an electrical engineer.
Yep.
Here's the deal. You do have an electric gradient, right? Going up.
Where? Oh,
On
going
the
up.
Earth.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, just like a natural one. Do you know
Yep.
how far it goes?
Nope.
Okay. Do you
At the
know?
surface, I agree with what you said before. That sounds about the right number. So I don't have any
Okay.
reason to think differently.
And it's higher. The voltage raises the higher you go, right?
The
It goes
difference,
up.
yes. Yep.
Yeah. Why would that be the case if all of the electric matter is down here? Would it not be the case that the gradient goes down?
Because of friction in the atmosphere.
There's more friction down here.
Yes, but there's still a friction as you go up. So the
You
gradient
do
doesn't.
you do need conductive material to hold a charge, right? Wouldn't all the material be down here?
Nope.
No?
You think a rug is conductive? You think the outside of your skin is conductive? When you hit a doorknob and conduct electricity to the doorknob, you think your body or the rug that you got the charge from is conductive?
Make your point. The charge is connected to the
No,
surface.
You said that in order to get an electric charge, it has to be conductive. That's patently false.
Okay. Nix that out.
Okay.
I might not know how to use all the terms appropriately for this discussion.
That's fine.
That's
I'm not
good.
holding
Thank you. So my point is your gradient goes up. The largest being in the sky. Why is that the case? Why is it not that it is actually the highest gradient at the bottom?
The highest gradient, the gradient is continuous. So I don't know what you mean by the highest gradient.
Okay.
Wait. Are you trying to describe a fraction?
No.
No.
Talking
I'm
about
sorry.
electric.
Highest
No.
gradient of what?
Look, I'm trying to. Dude, I had no idea it was this hard to explain things. Everyone else gets this. The gradient is 100 volts per meter at the bottom.
No,
and it
going
goes
up,
up.
all the way up.
And it
All the
goes
way up.
up. It starts at, oh my gosh, it starts at 100. It goes up.
Yep. 200.
Yes.
So the higher you get, the gradient is higher. Yep.
Yes,
Or the
200,
higher.
300, 400. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Good.
Why is it
So
not
it's
the
not
other way?
greater at the bottom. So it's not greater at the bottom.
I'm asking why it is not. Why is it not greater at the bottom?
It's the same going up. You said 100 meters per
Oh
I'm sorry,
my
100
gosh.
volts.
Okay.
You don't understand that?
No, please don't.
Well, then why are you saying, "Oh
you
my
don't-
gosh"?
You don't understand
God.
my question. Stop.
Yes,
stop.
I do. I totally do.
No, you don't. You actually don't. Just listen.
Stop strawmanning
Listen.
me then. Go ahead.
Look, it's
100
very
meter-
clear you're not
100 volts per
understanding
meter.
if you're
You have
not
to
going to
say
let
that.
me clarify, then this isn't a back and forth.
You have to say
Thank
that
you.
to code. I get it. But
There's
go ahead.
There's no cope here. You're not even
Yes.
letting me get. Okay, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Go ahead. I'll listen, and
I'm
then I'll
willing
repeat
to-
it back to you.
I'm willing to fix that. But if
Okay.
you're gonna,
Then
Okay.
don't say I don't understand it. That's all I'm asking.
Well, how else do I communicate that I need to go forward with fixing my point? Like, I'm willing to accept error and say, "Oh, it's my fault. I'm not using the right terms or whatever." I don't care. I'll take the L, whatever. I'm just
No,
trying
it's
to
not-
get this
it's
out.
not- It's not the L. It's not the L. You didn't lose.
Okay,
because of
good.
this.
So let me finish then.
Okay.
Okay. You have 100 meters at the bottom. You have thousands of a volt. I'm sorry, you have 100 voltage at the bottom. You have thousands of voltage at the top. Why is it not the other way around? Why doesn't the gradient have thousands of voltage at the bottom and less at the top? Why does it get higher the higher you go?
Because it's additive, right? That's why it's a gradient, because it's 100.
I understand there's a gradient.
Okay,
Why is
that's
it
why it adds
there?
up.
And
That's
why is
why
it
it's
not inverse? All the matter
what-
is down here.
Tell me
All
what
the
an inverse
conductive
gradient.
material is down here. All the friction is down here. Why is it not the other way? That's my
Okay.
question.
Okay, support that claim that all the friction is down here, not up there. Support that claim, please.
All the mass is down here. Next.
Support that claim. Support that claim.
All the mass, it literally is your model. The globe has all the mass closer to the globe.
That's wrong. The atmosphere goes for hundreds and hundreds of miles, probably
I
thousands.
have no problem with there being atmosphere. It
Okay,
is
that
thinner.
is the friction.
It is thinner the
Yep, it
further
gets
away
thinner,
you get
go up.
from the earth.
Yep.
Yes. Why do you have an electrical gradient that is inverse from what it should be?
Tell me what an inverse gradient would look like. If it's not 100 volts per meter, what is an inverse gradient? And then I'll answer your question.
It's upside down.
It's upside
Okay.
down.
So it's 100 volts per meter.
Yes.
We didn't say it changes as it goes up. Did you claim that it changes as it goes up?
Can I cut in real quick?
Go ahead, please.
I'm listening. Wesley, do you think that the reason for the electric gradient in the atmosphere is it due to friction?
Partially.
Well, technically, that's not what they claim. But they say that, people make that misconception. But no, it's
So
not.
what is it?
It's not friction that causes atmospheric electricity, according to the globe model.
Okay, correct me. I'd love to be corrected on that and learn more.
I'm reading about it right now. I'm just listening
Okay.
and reading
Well,
right now. But apparently,
It's not the
yeah.
friction. It's not the friction. I'm not trying to give you the answer either.
No.
Because even the
You know
answer
the
that it
answer?
isn't what?
Do you know the answer?
Yeah.
I could read this bullshit if you want to hear.
Go ahead and read it. But
Well, if you think it's
Yeah.
hold on. If you think it's bullshit, then why don't you, Riggs, tell us
No,
what it is? You
no,
know
I
more
shouldn't have
than
said bullshit.
Well,
I
he-
just
just go ahead,
All right.
Alec. I already know what it is. Go ahead.
All right, so this says friction, triboelectric charging is not what sets the global charge gradient. People often
The
imagine
sun.
air rubbing, wind rubbing, water droplets rubbing, but the global atmospheric electric field is not produced by frictional charging. And then it says the real
Yes, you're
cause
right.
is.
I was wrong.
Well, I
I
brought
don't
up
think you're beating
friction.
them.
I brought
I'm
it
not
up.
even trying to say anybody's right or wrong. I'm just
No,
reading.
no, I like learning. This is why I do this stuff.
There's
is
a
I
reason
learn.
I brought it up though, because I wanted
Okay.
to see if he would appeal to the easy answer because I brought it into the discussion.
No,
He didn't do that.
I was making an educated guess, and I was clearly wrong. So the
Yeah,
answer
it is an educated guess. I put it
Okay.
there as bait as the wrong answer. Like I basically put down the wrong answer to the question in there to see if you would use it. But it doesn't matter either way because the real one doesn't even work.
Okay, what is the
Honestly,
real one?
that friction,
what
I
is it-
assumed
what
the
is the
same
real
thing.
one,
My
Riggs?
first instinct was to think that it was due to friction.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it were friction, it would still be inverse. That's why I used it because it's like the obvious debunk for that is, well, if all the matter is down here, there should be more friction down here. Right?
But the
And not
globe
only
doesn't
that, all the
read.
matters down here, all the charge should collect at the bottom, not at the top. And that
Do you
does
know-
stand true.
Do you know that voltage is between 2 points? Do you understand that voltage is different? So when you say a point, that doesn't make any sense. You have to compare it to something else.
You're not even speaking about what I'm talking about.
Yes. Do you know what voltage or charge is?
Please address what I've said
Yeah,
instead
you
of
said
asking another question.
Yes, you said the charge should be more at the bottom than at the top.
Right.
Do you believe that?
The voltage should be higher at the bottom than at the top. Yes, I do believe that. In the globe.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know how to take
Makes
a
perfect
voltage
sense to me. There's way more air, way more water droplets, way more friction.
When we say there's a voltage change, what are we actually measuring when we say that?
You're just measuring the local charge.
From where? There's not a point.
At the area.
No.
You're measuring the field in the area. You can measure how much voltage is there.
Compared to what? You have to compare it to something. You can't just pick a
Well, I
point
mean, you
in
can
the
say,
air.
okay, what?
No, I'm
From
asking
ground.
you. Yes, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. And?
So you're saying that the charge should be, so when you get off the ground, we should have what, 10,000 volts? And then it should get smaller as you go up? Is that what you're saying?
Look, I'm not saying the ground makes sense either, but the static gradient definitely doesn't make sense also.
You
But
say
that
it
is
should
a
be
different, it's a different discussion though.
No, I know, but you said an inverse gradient. So you're thinking that the voltage, as soon as you get off the ground, that should be the highest there and it should get less as you go up.
Yes.
That's insane. If you're talking in
Okay.
electrical theory.
Why?
Because
You
it's
know,
close.
when they discovered this gradient, they were expecting it to be greater at the bottom.
Citation,
that?
please. Citation, please.
Look it up.
No,
It was
citation,
expected
please.
that it would be the other way.
On the other side.
Citation, please. You made a claim. Now back it up.
Because all the mass is down here and all
What's
the
the
friction is
claim?
down here.
No, you said people said that it was going to be greater at the bottom. Please show me
greater
that
at the
citation.
bottom?
If you don't
What
want
is
to show
greater
it,
at the bottom?
the electricity, the voltage.
At the greater at the bottom of the earth?
The
Of the
electrostatic
earth?
gradient. The electrostatic gradient should be greater at the bottom and lesser at the top. No different than gravity or anything else. Like all the mass is down here. It should be attracted to the mass. All the conductive material carries the electricity.
Lightning actually go from the bottom to the top?
What?
If you do like a slow motion of lightning, it starts at the ground and moves up. Have you seen
That's
that?
actually not true.
That's
It
not
goes
true?
all different directions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Why
found
don't
out
No, my
we
this already.
chat GPT is.
Why don't we see mini
Okay,
lightning
here's
strikes?
here.
Hold on a
Oh,
second.
wait.
Why don't we see
I just
mini
found
lightning
some.
strikes
Hang
an
on.
inch above the ground? Why don't we see mini lightning strikes an inch above the ground where that's the gradient, where you think that's the gradient?
Wait. Okay, greater at the bottom, lesser at the top. In Earth's fair weather atmosphere, the electrostatic field or potential gradient is indeed greater near the surface and decreases with altitude, lesser at the top. Do you want to this link?
Yes, the gradient decreases, but not the charge.
What are you talking about, the charge?
The total charge between wherever you're picking point and the ground starts small and then grows as it goes up. But the gradient lessens. So instead of 100 volts a meter at the top, it's more like 50 or 10 volts per meter. But it's still accumulation. So at 2 meters, it's 200 volts. At 10 meters, it's 1,000 volts. But as you get higher, that number lessens, the difference lessens. But it's always going to be greater as you go upward. The fact that you
Why?
said an inverse grade, why? Because you're
No.
measuring it to ground.
Why?
Because you're measuring it to ground.
What is that?
Yeah,
It's
but
like
I'm
asking-
talking
It's
talking
it's
about
like asking. It's like asking why does a building measure longer the higher up you go?
Why does it ground
What?
out?
Wait.
Why does a
I don't know where
building
this
why
is
is
going.
a building
Hold
measure
on.
larger the higher up you go?
Can I read
So
this?
a one-story building is 10 feet. A two-story building is 20 feet. It doesn't get less because you go up. You're
Can I
saying
read
that
this?
the most amount of voltage should be like an inch off the ground. That's crazy. But going back to your point, we all agree that it's 100 volts per meter. There are 13,000 volt lines that are 4 meters off the ground, and gravity or objects behave the same underneath that. They fall at the same rate. Even if you reverse it, it's AC. You don't see a baseball oscillating between the ground and the power line as AC lines go through it. So that claim you made is patently false.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'd like to read this. I think it's super relevant. And feel free to cut me off. The real cause is thunderstorm microphysics, not friction. Charges separated inside of storm clouds by ice crystals. I got a text message. I had to read that. Charges separated inside storm clouds by ice crystals. Water droplets colliding under specific temperatures and updrafts. This process produces negative charge at the bottom of the cloud, positive at the top. Storms then drive a negative current down into the earth, containing the global negative surface. This is not friction, it is mass and temperature dependent charge separation between ice phases. And then I asked, why is there charge in the first place? It says, cosmic rays, natural radioactivity, UV and X-ray radiation from the sun, collisions that knock electrons, molecules, ionized air molecules into these ionized air molecules into free electrons and positive ions. Charged particles are then captured, separated, and amplified by cloud physics.
And that's why you don't see objects falling up toward rain clouds or up toward power lines. So the effects of gravity cannot be related to the static electric field of the atmosphere. So if you want to present another claim for why things fall down, I'm all willing to hear it. But when you start asserting claims that you have no expertise in, it's fine to assert those as long as you can back it up or have some good science or evidence behind it. Because if you talk to somebody who knows about the field, not me, any electrical engineer or electrician would be able to tell you that's just wrong. And it's fine to be wrong. That's how we learn.
Well, not
I was
everything
wrong.
falls. So,
Not
The
everything.
the point I would make is, it's kind of ad hoc. They have their weird explanation for why there's an electric gradient. They claim it's like an ice phase, right? You heard what it said?
Yep. That's in the
Like,
cloud though,
cool
right?
story.
is this about lightning, or are you talking about the
Yeah.
same thing we're talking about?
Right. The lightning is not what we're talking about. We're talking about what makes things fall down. And it's not the electric gradient. So
About why there's a charge gradient in the atmosphere.
yeah, no, I agree that there's a charge gradient in the atmosphere. I obviously didn't know exactly why, and so I'm fine with that. I was corrected, and I know what
It's
it
the
is now.
sun. Basically,
Yep.
the sun is ionically charging the air.
Okay.
What I
Problem
would-
is, the
So what's
problem
your
is
problem with gravity?
my problem with gravity. Well, I opened our talk with my problems with gravity.
Sorry, I might not have been here for that because you said it was electrostatics, and so then that's where we went down. So
Oh
what's
no,
your
no, you were totally there. I basically just made the case that two broken theories don't make one right theory.
Okay, so tell me your specific issues with the theory of gravity.
Well, it inherently avoids open space.
No, we believe that gravity can work through open space,
No, it's totally mass dependent.
but can work through open space.
Yeah, but you
It's
don't have
not
a
mass.
quantity.
It's not mass
You don't.
dependent
No.
either.
No. Oh, look,
It's not mass
I
dependent.
Wait, I have a question about the charge thing. You say there's higher charge as you go up in the atmosphere?
Yes, the cumulative charge compared to Earth
And
goes
what are
up.
you using? What are you using to measure it?
I don't know that answer, but we all
That was
agreed already. We already agreed that it's
okay,
at
fine.
the.
But I'm just trying to figure this out because, like, you're just saying like there's charge in the atmosphere.
Yes, we've all agreed to that. So that's been stipulated.
But
So
there's nothing to hold it. So then wouldn't the Earth have more charge like at a steady net pace?
I
What's
don't think
what's what's conducting the charge up there to make there more charge up in the sky
the
than on the Earth?
reason the reason there's more charge is because there is no conductance.
mm,
What?
it sounds like
There
there
was-
should just be a bunch of charge out in space then, just ambiently from the sun.
You're comparing it to the ground. All of these
No.
things that we're talking
No.
about.
No. If the same reason that the sun is ionically charging the sky, then by that understanding, it should be charging outer space. If it's not collecting where all the mass is,
Nope.
then it's collecting where all the mass is not.
Nope. Listen to the Google explanation again. It's charging the
No. I want your explanation. Make sense of what I just said, because that's what we're trying to solve right
there
here.
are
My
there
point
are
is that the charge
relatively-
should be where the conductive material is, where all the mass is, and your model appeals to that the sun is charging empty space, so your
Nope.
empty space should
Nope.
have more charge.
That's a straw man. When did I ever say the sun was charging empty space?
It's your position, whether you said it or not.
No, it's not. So you're straw manning me. You just admitted that you're
No,
straw
you
manning
said
me.
all the charge needs to be up in the sky.
Wait,
right?
when did I say that?
That's where it's collecting, yes?
Not in space.
I'm not straw manning the mainstream story.
Yes,
really
you are.
not. What part?
You said that the sun should be charging space.
The sun is ionically charging the sky. Yes or no?
The atmosphere, yes, not space.
Yes.
Okay.
Why is it not ionically charging outer space?
Because there's nothing to charge in outer space. Very few particles.
Okay. Well, we have a bunch of stuff down here on Earth. Luckily
And
enough,
up in
we
the
have a
atmosphere,
bunch of
too.
stuff. Yes, we have a bunch of stuff down here, though. Why is it not
And-
charging down here?
It is.
That
100
was
volts
my
per meter.
original question.
100 volts per meter, it is.
Yes, but it's smaller at the bottom and larger at the top.
Because there's more
That's-
space in between.
The problem.
Because there's more air gap, which is an insulator.
There's more air gap.
Yep.
Okay. More air gap.
Yep. Air is an insulator. Therefore, you can have bigger differences in charges the further apart they are in air.
You know it's even better insulator than air?
A ceramic.
Outer
Oil.
space.
Yes, but there's no particles in outer space, so good.
No, actually, there is.
But not many.
Oh, so like the top of our atmosphere. That kind of not many? How about the
No.
atmosphere between us and the moon? That kind of not many?
Yeah, there's still an electrical gradient, so good.
Yeah, where is it? Where does it end? Remember at the beginning I asked you how far it goes?
I'm telling you, the further you get away from the Earth, the higher the gradient is.
What if I told you the gradient only goes to about 60 miles?
Okay,
Now
I
what?
wouldn't disagree with that.
Well, is it part of the atmosphere now? Is it all the way out to the moon? Like, what is your story?
I don't know. No, my story is that the further you get away from Earth, the larger the charge becomes.
Okay, well, at about 60 miles, I mean,
Where
you're running out of
else-
luck. So now what?
Where is this charge being held at?
Right.
In the
Like, what's
air.
generating it?
What?
Like, where's the charge coming from and where's it being stored and
We
what
already talked
mechanism?
about that. That was about 5 minutes ago. If you want to rewind.
You
If
can just
you're a good
answer.
teacher, though, you should be able to restate, in a
Okay.
simplistic form
Sure.
the
It's
answer.
coming from cosmic rays from the sun.
And where are they being stored at again? You said that there's something up there stored? There's
Yeah.
nothing to store it?
It's just a capacitor.
Yes. Molecules and atoms.
Wonder where I could find more of those.
Okay, so getting back to the original topic, what is your issue with gravity if it's not electric charge?
If it's not, dude, that is a loaded question. If it's not electric charge, you haven't excluded whether it's not.
Yes, I have.
Actually, it being electric,
I can prove that to you.
it being electric associated is the only real evidence we do have.
No, I can instantly debunk that.
Go for
It's
it.
not hard. Vary the electric charge around whatever mass you want to do, and it doesn't change much.
Do you remember when I said that the atoms have their own inter-electrostatic relationships? Right?
Yeah, do you remember when I said we can manipulate the electric field and it does nothing to the gravity, to the force of gravity?
You mean it doesn't change the atoms?
No, listen to what I said very carefully. It's not that hard. I can manipulate the electric field around a mass. It does not change the force on that mass, especially if it's not conductive.
All right. Well, you're talking about a cumulative property. I'm not talking
No, I'm
about
not.
that.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm talking about
Well,
changing the
no,
electric
you
field.
are. You're talking about the whole mass. I'm talking about the actual atoms themselves.
Okay.
Each atom has an effect of what we call gravity. Right? So if you're just going to take the total sum of like all the atoms and say, oh, well, this object, right? That's different.
Yep. It behaves as one object. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm saying that the electrostatic gradient offers the information to that atom of where it should be based on
Nope.
its relationship.
I can
to
change
it.
change that gradient and nothing happens to the force of that gravity.
Well, you first have to overcome the field that you're already in, which you
Yep,
haven't
easy.
evidence to have done. If
Yep,
there
it's easy.
were,
It's easy.
okay, how did you overcome the gradient that you're currently in?
By putting a 13,000 volt line above it where there's only a gradient of 100 volts.
You know, I've heard some people they get shocked and they fly. Does that count?
I investigate electrical failures. So no, they do not fly. They retract and jump away from it. Sure. But they don't fly. So
They don't fly. Okay.
see, this is the problem when you guys start putting these claims out there, theories.
Wait,
and I know-
what
I
problem?
know
There's no problem established. What are you talking about?
Static
Yes, there
electricity
is.
makes things fly.
Static thing,
Or-
exactly.
We can, yeah, we
Now-
can.
now you're gonna
static
say
can actually
electricity
change the
was-
weight.
What's that?
Yeah, they can float just like yeah, like this has definitely been shown that
Oh,
electrical.
you're gonna talk about
and
Witz's
make
cute little experiment.
What? I don't even know what you're
You-
talking about.
Witzit
I
show.
have no clue what you're talking about.
What's that?
I have no clue what you're talking about, and
Yeah.
you're imposing it on me.
Okay. All right. So what's the issue with gravity? Gravity has been shown
has no
that
model.
mass.
And it has no fundamental principle.
Yeah. What do you mean
There
it
you
doesn't
go.
have? It has 3 fundamental principles.
It doesn't like we don't know how it works on the atomic level, on the
Okay.
fundamental level.
Doesn't matter. We're not talking about the atomic level. We're talking about in reality where we deal with it
Well,
day
how
to
does
day.
it work? Oh, like the
Math.
effect or the cause? The problem is that we don't know,
Yeah,
understand the cause. We have the
both.
effect
Yes,
like
we do.
down to a T.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What is it? What is it?
The two causes or the 3 causes are the 2 masses and the distance between the 2 masses.
What? What is that? That's enough. Wait. How is that a cause? The distance between two masses causes what? That's just like
That
the
affects
mechanics of
that
what you're
affects
setting
the
up.
force. That affects the force.
What? The
That
distance
causes the
affects the
force.
effect. That
Listen,
doesn't make any.
listen.
That's
All
not
right.
a cause. That's not
Yes, it
distance.
is.
Is not. That's a descriptor.
Nope.
That's a descriptive property. Distance
Nope.
is a descriptive property, not a cause. Distance
No, it's a
doesn't have the
cause.
power to do anything. Distance
It's
has
a
zero
cause.
power or potential.
It's a cause. I'll show you it's the cause.
No, distance is not a cause. It doesn't do
Yes, it
anything. It's
is.
a descriptor.
Yes, it
He says
is.
distance is a cause.
What?
No, that's a descriptive property. That's like me saying
It's also
length
the
is a
cause.
cause.
It's
Blue
also the
is a cause. Blue, purple, yellow, cold, hot,
yeah.
tasty,
A red
spicy.
flag
That's
will
a
a red
So
flag
descriptor.
will
can
a
I
red
cut
flag
in?
will
Can I?
irritate a bull. So yes, red can be a cause. So
Oh,
distance
oh
to the
man.
two masses are the cause,
You're
Let me
not
say
doing a
this.
very good job with your argument, bro.
bruh.
No, you're not. Length is not a cause.
Can I say this?
Yeah, go.
When you talk about mass attracting mass, what is mass?
Right?
Mass on the quantum level? All right, never mind.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it. I don't know why she
Who's
interrupted you, but
talking? I don't hear anybody talking.
you don't hear
I
it.
think I
Somebody.
don't know. I think I heard somebody try and talk over me.
Yeah, it was Taylor.
All right. Anyway,
You can go ahead.
mass on a quantum scale. The molecules, like your hydrogen, your oxygen, it's all molecules. What is a molecule? It's an atomic
That's not.
nuclei with a
That's not the
proton.
quant. That's not the
Hold on.
quantum.
Let him say he was doing.
I know, but that's not the quantum scale. If you want to talk atomic scale, fine, but that's not
Just
the
let
quantum
him get through his thing.
scale. Okay.
Please.
You're talking about mass. Mass is a collection of molecules. What is a molecule? Hydrogen molecule, oxygen molecules is just the amount of electrons around an atomic nuclei. What is an electron? Quantum electrodynamics, they say that an electron is just charge. So mass is charge.
Nope.
He said no. Well,
Yeah.
you disagree with leading physicists.
You think neutrons are charges?
You want to talk about neutrinos?
No,
Neutrinos is the loss of energy from an
no.
electron.
I'm sorry. Did you not hear my question? Do you think neutrons are charges?
No, they're considered to be neutral, but they're the
Okay. So
result.
mass.
They're
So
the
mass isn't all.
result. They're the result of electrons losing charge.
So neutrons are not charges, yet neutrons are mass.
I'm not talking about neutrons.
You just said that all mass is charges. I can debunk that in one word: neutrons.
Yeah, you're wrong.
How am I wrong? What charge does a neutron?
You could just look it up. All molecules, which are, elements on the periodic table, every element has an electron. This is what allows for the covalent bonds.
Does a neutron?
Every electrochemical reaction, like when you have covalent bonds, is because of the gain or loss of an electron.
Okay, what experiment have you guys run or know of that where a
Dude, you're gonna talk about expertise again, but you were wrong about what causes.
yeah, I admit yes, I didn't know that fact. I was thinking of storm clouds, obviously, because friction is what's causing that, but not for that. So I want you guys to tell me what causes gravity if it can't be electrostatics, because we disapprove that. Science is about providing explanations for things, and if you can't try to provide a better explanation than mass and distance causing the force that we feel, then you don't have anything. If you do find a better explanation, then you win a Pulitzer and lots of money.
What's the matter, Elect? You run away again?
Wait, is it not just possible that he said what he wanted to say?
No, the other day he talked about all these experiments that support his theory. He said every experiment supports, and I asked for one, and then he ran. Steve was there to witness it too. It was like a 3-minute conversation. I wasn't getting angry. He
Wow,
was.
you won a 3-minute conversation.
Dude, what the
Amazing.
hell,
I say?
man? I get a phone call and now this dude's talking about Iran.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, they're just you guys are being kind of shitty, to be honest.
I'm having a pleasant conversation.
Like, where do they find you?
Okay,
guys?
well,
Like,
I would
don't
like
know
to
where
have
these people
everyone
come
here would like to have a pleasant conversation. So how about we
Okay.
just don't interrupt each other and we don't poke and prod and antagonize each other? How about that?
Yeah, as long as you do the same with Haley when she comes in talking about a topic that was 5 minutes ago, overruns both of us, then I'm fine
Haley,
with that.
who's Haley?
Or who?
About?
Sorry,
I think you meant Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah, my bad. So do you
I
guys
don't
from?
have
know.
Kind of dishonest bullshit, dude. I get a phone call, I come back, and you're talking about me, like saying some
Well, IC
bullshit.
Spin was talking shit too, but look,
Well, this guy works
I
for
don't think-
McKinnon, so I don't expect much from him.
If you guys have a better description for gravity, then that's fine. But when you start talking about things that you don't know about, that's when we have to say,
oh, you're gonna put the law down, are you? Like your neutrons?
that's what I live for, is calling out the hypocrisy, right? Because
Oh,
you
well,
think
that's pretty gay.
see, you have to go to insults when you can't logic your
No, I
way.
just think it's gay. Like you're gonna point out all the stuff that's wrong, but you're not gonna like you're not interested in like providing or providing any sort of like additional information or like what?
Yes. I am providing additional information to show you why you're wrong and what the best explanation is. You don't like it. That's why you insult and run away. But you don't
What?
like it.
Dude, I'm still here. Get fucked.
No, I'm not
What are
saying
you
you.
talking
I'm not
about?
saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you specifically.
Well, what are you saying then?
Well, you're getting upset because I'm telling you what's right and you get upset about it.
Well, I'm telling you you're gay and facts are facts. Well, I mean, what you just, you're going to get upset. That's fine.
So you think I'm gay is a
Dude,
fact?
I'm just playing your game, man. I'm just playing your game right
When have
now.
I insulted
What
you?
are you
And
even
distance
saying?
is a cause. How is
When
distance a cause?
Sure. Do you
That's a
really want to know
descriptive
the
property.
Taylor? Do you really want to know the answer? Or you're just asking that because you're incredulous to it.
Distance is not a cause. How does it work on the atomic level?
It doesn't have to work on the atomic level. It works in our
Except
reality.
it should. If you have a theory, it should work on every scale.
Okay, citation, please.
Physics doesn't change just because you're smaller.
You want to make
This
a
is why
bet?
this is why quantum mechanics has ruled out general relativity on that scale. That cannot be the
On that
cause.
scale, right?
Hold on, dude.
So,
Don't get too
so
excited.
here's the thing.
No,
You're
not
right,
here the
Alex.
thing. You're interrupting to not understand. Hold on. In quantum mechanics, gravity doesn't work. Like your little mass, it doesn't cause mass attracting mass as you think it should with general relativity. You know that, right?
Yes. Can I ask you why you believe that it doesn't work on the quantum scale?
Dude, this is their paradigm. This is the leading physicists that talk about globe stuff. They
So
say
you
that
believe that?
gravity doesn't work in quantum.
So you believe that as a fact?
Doesn't matter if I believe it. That's what your physicists are telling you.
Okay. So why do you choose to believe that fact versus gravity in general?
Dude, I don't even know what you mean by gravity.
The theory of gravity, the law of universal law of gravitation.
That
If you
some
don't
things
know
go up.
what's that?
You mean that law that says some things go up?
Yes. What do you have? What problem do you have with it? Oh, laugh. Is that your response to laugh?
Yeah, that it was a joke. I'm going to result with laughing. Yeah.
What was a joke? That some things go up? You don't think some
Yeah.
things go up?
Yeah, gravitation, some things go up. That's what
Yeah, do you know
gravitation
what?
is,
Do you
right?
know why? Do you know why?
I know just as much as you do.
Buoyancy.
Okay. Why do things go up?
Yeah, I mean, well, they could be positively charged,
Nope.
or they could be, yeah, no, absolutely. That things can be positively charged and go up. Also, they can be,
Like,
they can have a buoyant relationship and go up.
Okay. What's the formula for buoyancy?
Let me grab it.
Oh my God, you don't know the formula off the top of your head. Haha,
Yeah,
so I don't
well,
have
look-
to agree with anything you say.
No, all
Look-
I want to know is what are the variables in buoyancy? What is
Look,
one of the
I
variables?
understand you're going for the small g wind type thing. Look, just because there's an effect doesn't mean that that is what you say it is. You know, all you're doing is
It's
applying
not
some
me
sort of
saying. It's not me
calculation.
saying it. It's not me saying it.
Look, I agree that there is a force there, that there is a relationship there. I have no problem doing that. You guys can't even agree that there is a force. You just call it a pseudo force. It's
Do you know
there,
why?
you use it, but you're not sure why. Well, no, you're not sure why.
Yeah, we are. I mean,
But
we're sure we can be at this time.
I'm not claiming to have all the answers, you know?
I'm not either. I'm not
But whenever
either.
there's a model that explains it and that's proof for something else, then you should definitely be able to explain that model. And like, it should definitely work on the atomic. You should definitely understand it on the atomic scale and not just say like that a cause is distance, which is not. That's like
It
a
is. I can demonstrate it.
no. I need like you just need to prove that a descriptor is now a cause. Distance has no power because it's a descriptor. It could be
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, it
driving.
does. This even in
You're
electromagnetism, distance
interrupting.
has
You're
power.
interrupting. She's literally in the middle of her statement.
Is that your source for the distance being a causal mechanism?
Sure, the gravitational formula, and sorry, and the electromagnetism formula.
Give me a link, please.
You need a
Saying that's
link?
cause. Yep.
Sure.
It's
Okay.
it's accepted science, so therefore a link is not
No, it's
needed.
that's just in their formula, but it's not claiming to be the cause.
It's one of the causes, yes.
No, it's not. So distance is going to play a factor in you know in the equation, right? But that's
Yep.
not a causal. Just like in the
True.
gravitational formula, you know, like acceleration. Acceleration isn't the reason why things fall. It's just describing a property that's already there.
Do you not think distance, the magnitude of a force, can be affected by the distance?
I never said that, but that's not describing how it's working in the fundamental cause on an atomic level.
Oh.
Well, if
Distance affects the force in both electromagnetism and in gravity.
Yeah, but that's not the cause on the atomic scale.
Why are you so concerned about the atomic scale? Like what do you do on the atomic scale? What affects your day-to-day life on the atomic scale?
Just wondering what is the cause of gravity? Why is it one of the four fundamental
Mass.
forces that we cannot? Oh, go
Mass.
ahead.
Mass is the cause.
Decreases gravity. What's causing it? What's being decreased over distance?
Increase.
What's
Distance.
being decreased over time? I know the distance is
separation.
increasing.
The separation.
Okay, distance. I know the distance is increasing. What's decreasing?
What's decreasing? The force.
I understand. So what generates the force?
He's going to say distance is circular.
Well, no, I don't know, but it's a fact that distance does affect it. So what does it matter what that cause is?
Well, if you wanted to manipulate it, you would want to know.
Oh, I know what we can manipulate to change the force of gravity.
But that's not explaining why it's doing what it's doing.
Why? Yes, but it's an explanation for the effects.
Well, it's not.
What?
No, it's not.
It sure is. You change the masses and you change the distance, you change the effects.
But you're not describing why or how that's happening.
Okay, why does that matter to you?
You want some theoretical explanations of
Because
the fundamentals of gravity, right?
yeah,
Okay,
because we're talking about
yeah.
gravity, right? And how gravity proves this or that. Well, we need to know what the problems what is gravity? How is it working on the atomic level?
It's a function of mass that warps space-time. If you can start thinking in 4D, then you can read all the physics books and understand the fundamental theoretics. I can't explain it.
The
I know
fabric of
very
space-time is not like, even Einstein said, it's used as a descriptive to describe like what's happening, but he knows
yes,
the fabric of space-time is not a real thing.
right.
It's just used to describe
It's
the
a
effect.
theoretical. You asked for a theoretical concept, and you're asking me to describe it. How do you expect me to describe a theoretical concept without putting it
Was
into
Dan who
common
said
terms?
That's what you're asking.
should give a
What?
theoretical concept, but but that still wouldn't explain like why is it doing that? You know what I mean?
Okay,
Now we're just
explain.
describing the effect.
Explain. Okay, explain to me then electromagnetism to the way you want me to explain gravity. So how does electromagnetism work? We all agree that that works. Explain to me the theoretical nature that in the same way that you would want me to describe gravity.
Like, are you talking about like electricity, like the movement of electrons?
Nope, the electromagnetic force. Why is that a force?
I'm not. Lorentz law. Well, I'm not claiming it and using it as evidence. If I was, then I'd be able to describe it the manner that you want. But I'm not, invoking it to prove anything.
Okay, Riggs was. So Riggs, would you explain the theoretical physics that goes behind it?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we all agree that electromagnetism is a force. And you guys don't agree that gravity is a force, but I can explain it just as well as I can explain electromagnetism. So if you're looking for some very theoretical thing and you can't think in 4D, and I can't explain in 4D other than warping of bending of space-time because it's a very complex subject, I don't understand why you would want me to get any more theoretical if you don't understand that.
I suppose that y'all would say that the Cavendish experiment doesn't work too, right?
Nobody's saying that the thing isn't there. It's really just like what's causing the thing that we're talking about now.
Well, they're saying gravity isn't there. I mean, that's what a
Nobody's
lot of.
saying no. Like we all know the effect is present, but what is the cause? Is the question.
Well, the first thing that was brought up by Riggs was electrostatics, and that is clearly not the case. So again, if you have a better explanation than mass attracting mass, I'm all ears, and so are all physicists around the world. But I don't think you can come up with one.
I didn't claim to have one.
Okay. Well, then don't poo-poo gravity until you do, unless you have an actual valid claim
What is
against gravity.
gravity? How can you do that something that works in the
What?
atomic level? It's just
What?
like whenever people use it to invoke it, it's the whenever I ask questions because they're like, oh yeah, because of gravity that proves this and that, but we don't know how gravity works in the atomic level. That's what physicists are still trying to uncover. Why they're using these
It
particle
does.
accelerator experiments and stuff like that. They're trying to figure out gravity, how it works.
It doesn't matter how it works. It's a force that's very apparent and testable and repeatable. We know that gravity occurs because of the size of two different masses, and the distance between. That's all you really need to know to live most of your life.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Well, there you go. There's your education for the day. If you want to go deeper in it, there's a lot of physics courses that you could take. You can learn to think in 4 dimensions. It's very difficult. Some people, well, some flat earthers and some globers, I would say, struggle to think in 3D. So 4D is kind of a thing that anybody who hasn't taken physics course is going to take a lot longer to figure out. So when you're asking for these theoretical things and you can't understand the concept of space-time, I don't know how you expect be able to understand anything further past that point.
I can't understand the concept of
So
space
you're
time.
here. Are you
problem
here
is
just to say
theoretical.
those things?
No, I'm here to correct the record and try to understand. I'm here to get other viewpoints, but as soon as they're easily debunked, then I don't know why you're out here preaching these and discussing these things when they're patently false.
What is debunked? I opened this conversation with just telling you that.
Your thoughts on
Oh,
electrostatic.
you're just going to speak for me again.
No, I'm going to recap our conversation that you started
I'm
with.
recapping. I'm in the middle of speaking, right?
Go ahead.
No, not go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. You're going to button up, right?
Okay, go ahead. I'll stop.
No, I'm going to go ahead. Not because you said so. Please
Okay.
just stop interrupting and stop demeaning people when you speak to them.
Oh, calling gay is not demeaning somebody. Okay.
Look,
Cool.
I'm making a joke because you keep doing it.
No, that's hypocrisy.
I don't want to call anybody gay.
Well, then why'd you do it?
I was using that as a literary tool to fucking make the point that you keep doing that.
That's hypocrisy.
So I'm actually, all you're doing is highlighting the point when I was using the same tool that you were using. Good job, man.
When did I insult
the
you?
The tool is to demean and belittle the person you're talking to, and then also talk over them while you do it. So just stop.
If you
I'm going to go back to what I was doing now.
If you think
it's not worth talking about anymore, I've made the point. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about again, right?
Okay.
I started this convo by saying that quantum and gravity in the mainstream worldview are incompatible on its face. So if you're going to come here and say, oh, gravity this, gravity that, well, we agree that there is a gravity thing. We're just saying it's not the one that you already know is wrong.
Say that again, the last part?
No, you can just go back and play the tape. Dude, you don't listen. I think that's your biggest issue.
I am listening. That's why I asked you to clarify.
What did I say then? I said
that's
it in
why
slow
I asked
motion.
You to clarify because it didn't make any sense.
We agree that there is a little g, brother. We already agreed that there are buoyant effects and little g. We get that. But in your paradigm, they've already admitted that these two things, gravity and quantum, are incompatible with each other on its face. So you guys already know it's wrong, right? So there's nothing to appeal to anymore other than this effect of like little g and other little things that you guys have figured out.
Just
That's
because
it.
they haven't figured, just because they
so
haven't
don't
figured
expect me to suddenly replace everything with a unified theory. All I'm saying is that we'd be better to start off there because it's a holistic explanation.
Yeah, but you failed to provide why a holistic approach or unified theory that we just all agree to, even though we don't know what the fundamental levels are. You failed to provide how that's beneficial for humanity. We have all these sciences. Yes, they don't agree right now. That doesn't mean we can't figure it out further. But starting from square one, where we have no explanations for anything, is a lot worse than where we are right now.
Yeah, I disagree.
And you are coming up with alternate theories for this theory, this unified theory, that are just easily debunked. If you talk to an expert in the field, you're just going to get laughed out of the room. And so when you start teaching people these things,
You're
not
doing
you,
it again.
not you, listen very carefully. Don't interrupt, like you said. When people start teaching things that are patently false, that's what leads to more conspiratorial thinking and based on just guessing. You are guessing lottery numbers and hoping to hit. That's what you're doing.
Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm just having a conversation.
No, but you're guessing it's electrostatics. You're guessing.
Yeah, you asked me you asked what my guess was. I told you.
Not you, but other flat earthers are coming up with these theories, and I'm guessing that's where you heard it from, and you're now parroting that, and it's not true. And so other people are believing it.
I was parroting stuff from Witsit earlier too.
Yeah, I dude.
Well, he's the only one that I know that has used electrical fields to move things, and that's what most flat earthers and non-gravity thinkers have used. So I
We all know
apologize.
that your hair will rise whenever it's like static electricity.
Spiders balloon all the time.
Yep, it's called multiple forces acting on an object. Another thing that a lot of flirts can't understand.
Dude, why are you bandwagoning people? Why can't you just address the topic at hand? Why do you have to be like, oh, that's what this
No,
other
no, no,
person
no,
said?
no,
Like, what?
no.
That's
I'm
like,
not
can you
bandwagoning.
stop
I'm not
interrupting
bandwagoning.
me? Can you stop interrupting me? Thank you. All it's doing is poisoning the well instead of engaging with the topic.
You interrupted me first, by the way, but that's okay. I'm not triggered by that.
Right.
Okay. Well, it's been fun.
Anyway, please
I just
engage with the
advise you
conversation, like, and stop like balloon, like bandwagoning
stop
people and
interrupting me.
poisoning the well.
Taylor, you interrupted again.
Okay, no, I did not.
Yes,
I'm
I did. I was
finishing my
saying
last
goodbye,
statement.
and you came in firing. What are you talking about? That's hypocrisy.
Okay, you should stop doing that though. Stop like just you're not even progressing the conversation. You're just bandwagoning people and poisoning the well.
I am progressing the conversation because what's happening is a lot of the YouTube flirts are bringing us backward.
See? Why are you bringing up them? They're not here right now.
Doing it
Nor are you
again,
talking
man.
to them.
Because you're repeating their phrases. That's
See,
why.
you keep saying that. Okay, so just because I say something that someone else has said, I don't listen to YouTube flirts. I don't
I know,
do
but
that. So
I
because I make a point that somebody else on YouTube that you've heard them make a point, instead of like responding to the point, you're just gonna say, "Oh yeah, that's what YouTube flirts say." Are you kidding me? What kind of progression is that in the conversation?
okay, sorry. Where did you hear that from, Taylor?
From studying myself. I took
Where?
physics classes.
You took physics classes.
Yeah,
Where?
at my undergrad college, university.
Okay. So then why didn't you approach your professors about your issues with gravity?
I approached my professor with a lot of different things.
So you heard about electrostatics causing
We
the
learned
forces.
about electrostatics. I'm from what I can recall. I mean, this was years and years ago, but I like researching physics in the current day. I like
From
reading
where?
physics papers. I read
Oh, what?
physics papers all the time.
Which ones have you read recently?
The ones about terrestrial refraction, Journal of Surveying and Engineering.
Okay. Anything
And
on?
there was I also follow like new scientists, so they come up with new research. And there was some recent research that was static electricity, and like its repulsion properties and stuff like that. That was a
That's
link.
great.
Like there was some new
That's great.
stuff revealed. Can you just give me 1 second, dude? I'm trying to talk as fast as I can. Okay,
I
there was
don't
some
need to
new
talk
data that
fast.
was released about static electricity. Okay, and I
Okay.
read about it there too.
Where did you hear about the effects uh, uh, um, of gravity being caused by electrostatics?
I never said I heard that from anywhere. You were asking things about floating and how
Okay.
electricity can
Okay.
lower,
Sorry. You're right. You're right. Riggs said that. Riggs, where did you hear that?
Which one? I was looking
Electrostatics
away.
causing gravity.
Does it even matter where somebody heard
Yeah.
it? Like, can you
Yep.
just
Where-
address the
No,
point?
no.
Yep, it does.
Well, I heard it from the Feynman lectures. So, but I didn't hear that causing gravity. That's just my guess.
So what did Feynman
I guess that there is that in the net observation of what we call gravity, the effect gravity, that is partially derived from electrostatics. I think it is a possible cause or
Okay, well,
related
we
cause.
just showed that it wasn't. So before you say
Okay.
that again, will you talk to another electrical expert, or will you just go on guessing that?
What does it matter to you?
Because if you're spouting guesses as replacements and you have a platform to do so, other people are going to believe it.
No, yeah, nobody believed me. This is just where I'm
Just
at right
respond
now.
to the points, dude. What is this?
No, I am. Other
No,
people
you're
listen
just
to you,
saying, hey,
Riggs.
other people
You
said
have a
this. Who cares?
platform. Hey, Taylor, stop interrupting. You have a platform, and when you spout guesses that are contrary to understood science, and you don't have any experience in that, then you are leading people astray of the truth.
Oh,
How are
I'm
you
sorry,
so
man.
sure that people don't read and do their own research?
Because I've watched many of them in the
Okay,
research.
bandwagoning. So this is fallacious, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't bandwagon everyone you talk to together as one group.
I'm not. I said other flirfs. Do you have a problem with that
Other
phrase?
flirfs.
Yep.
See, you're not responsive.
Jeez.
Point saying, "Hey, other force do this." Like that's not a response.
I think you have a
Because
framing issue, my dude.
No, because you guys are imitating their behaviors.
No, you're imitating people who imitate. You're imitating people who talk out against
Who
flat
study
Earth people.
Here, let me help you finish that. Who study science and do science. Yes, I am imitating them. Thank you.
Dude, like just respond to the points instead of saying, "Hey, you sound like these people." Just refute the point.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, no, you're just acting like the latest and greatest. Dude, you're doing the same thing. You are literally a projection right now. You're doing the same thing that your YouTube, plan does.
No. To be
Dude,
very
who
clear,
cares? This whole
I
thing, just
listen
respond to the points.
I listen to and I do science and I study science and I read science from experts in the field. You guys, other flirfs, do not. So it is not the same.
How do you
How do I
know
know
that?
that? Because of years of experience watching them.
Okay, so you're gonna assume that I don't study science or do science because of that.
Did I
Because I
say
made
I
a point
assume
that
that?
sounds like them.
Well, when you behave like them, yes, I will. If
Well,
you
then
show me to be
you're
wrong,
wrong.
yes, when I'm wrong, then
You're
I will
wrong
say
in your assumption.
then I will say I'm wrong.
You are wrong.
But if you actually study science and you disagree with the effects of
Yo,
gravity,
I'm back. So the
Nobody
subject is
disagrees with the
done.
effect.
The topic is over. Now we're talking about whether or not flat Earth is
Wait, hold on. Let me talk to him about this real quick because this is really important. Like, no, first of all, nobody said that they're denying the effects. We're trying to understand the root causes, right? And second of all,
know
the
the root causes.
bandwagoning thing, you were wrong
Please,
in your assumptions. I just want you to be aware of that.
you didn't think distance was a cause. You're
It's
wrong.
not.
it's
It
No,
is.
it's not.
It's literally
is.
not.
It
Dude,
is.
if
It
you
is a
study- okay, what
descriptor.
do you
Look,
have?
it's really simple, man. Look it up.
What
Yeah.
science background do you have? Because this is what what science background do you have? Since you're worried about credentials here.
I'm an electrical engineer, licensed.
Okay. Yeah. What is your degree in?
Electrical engineering?
You got a bachelor's in science?
Yes.
Yeah. And did you learn about scientific method and cause and effects?
Yes. Now you do the same. What is your undergrad
Oh.
in, and what do you do for a living?
Biology, and I'm a graduate student doing research.
Where at? I mean, for what field?
I
Sorry,
didn't
not
ask
where.
you. I didn't
What
ask
field?
you where. I didn't
I
ask
know
you
what
where.
field. I know what field.
Cell bio.
Man.
Damn, I
Okay.
come back, so I can't talk about the
Second of
topic
all,
no more because we're
distance
talking
is
about
not
this
a.
shit.
No, he's
Taylor
just bandwagoning
wants to
people.
finish this, and then I'm going to leave. So I got to go in a couple minutes. But go ahead, Taylor. I want to finish your discussion.
No, the only thing I'm saying is instead of like, hey, you sound like other people, like, so what if they do? Even if they were to have heard that from some YouTube for that, who cares? Like, I'm
I
telling
do.
you that I don't watch YouTube twerps, okay, me personally, but if someone did and used that point, who cares? Respond and refute the point instead of being like, you sound like these people. Refute the actual point at hand.
I do, but you will keep talking about it as if you're an expert.
Okay, well, go ahead and refute the points because instead of saying, hey, you sound like this,
I
that, and the
did.
other.
I did.
Okay, what was your refutation?
That the effects of gravity cannot be explained by electrostatics.
That's a statement. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, that's a
but I just wanna hear about-
refutation. That's a refutation.
Okay, what science, what backing, like experimentally, do you have for that? I'm just curious.
Sure. We can reverse the electrostatic field. It has no effect on the force of gravity on objects.
How do you reverse the electrostatic field if like things are made up of like electrons? How can you completely reverse that? Because aren't all particles just charges anyway? Just curious.
Nope.
No, protons
Yes,
and
they
neutrons
are.
don't
Why
have
are you
charge.
lying?
Oh, okay. Again, all particles are
Okay,
charges.
yeah, every element on the periodic table has at least one electron.
No.
Hydrogen has one electron.
No. no.
If
no.
it doesn't have an
You said
electron,
all
what is it?
matter. You said all matter is charged. A neutron is matter, and it has no charge. So go
A
ahead and try again.
neutron
A
is a
neutron's
part of
only
an atomic nuclei.
a
Yes, it's also
neutron
a
has
mass.
listen, a neutron has a positive and negative charge to make it neutral. Do you
Yes,
understand
it's
that?
neutral. Yes, it
Okay,
doesn't
it's
have a
neutral,
charge.
net neutral. It's net neutral, but it's made of something with charges.
Yep.
Okay, what's your point?
That you're
not
saying
all
like a
mass.
That doesn't
neutron
mean
is
it's absent of charge. That's the point, dude.
Okay, so then why, when I reverse the electric field, doesn't a baseball go the opposite way?
dude, I literally just responses. A baseball is made up. Whenever you say you reverse the electric field, like a baseball is made up of a bunch of charged particles. You can't uncharge a proton, an electron, and a neutron. They're made up of positive and negative charges.
Your claim is that the electrostatics causes the change, causes the downward direction. If I change the field, those same electric statics in the baseball would go the other direction. Why doesn't it go up if I change the field?
Okay, I don't know how many times. I'm not going to repeat my last statement, but just revert to my last statement and no, so I never made any claims, so you can retract that too.
I know, but Riggs did. And you
Yeah, I
see
think they're possibly related. I'm not giving a replacement
well, I'm telling you they're not.
for your theory. I'm not doing
I'm
that.
telling
I
you
never
not.
did
So
that.
before you start spouting that again, will you go research it with electrical engineers or physicists, or are you just going to keep spouting it?
Spouting that I think that they're related?
Yeah.
Dude, you're spouting the theory we're all very aware of. There's really
you're
no
interrupting.
conclusion to draw yet. Not from your theory. Gravity,
It's not
physicists, they
interrupting.
can't draw a cause, presuming that the cause for gravity is space-time bending. It literally doesn't make sense in quantum. That's why they're not done. They don't say,
So
okay, we're done here. Let's close the book and be finished.
let's not
They don't
stop.
do that.
Let's not talk about it. Atomic. It works everywhere else besides subatomic. So what?
Yeah, no, subatomic is where all of your gravity breaks down and doesn't work. So that's what we're going to talk about.
So you believe what they talk about in subatomics?
Dude, it doesn't matter what I believe.
See, you
This is
can't
what
answer
they,
that question.
this is
You know
what
what the next
they
question is after
are
that.
telling you. The
You can't.
data.
You guys.
Why
You
is
guys.
it? Hey, we're done here. Let's close the book and be finished.
Let's not
They don't
stop.
do that.
Let's not talk about it. Atomic. It works everywhere else besides subatomic. So what?
Yeah, no, subatomic is where all of your gravity breaks down and doesn't work. So that's what we're going to talk about.
So you believe what they talk about in subatomics?
Dude, it doesn't matter what I believe.
See, you
This is
can't
what
answer
they.
that question.
This is
You know
what
what the next
they
question is after
are
that.
telling you. The
You can't.
data.
You guys.
Why
You
is this
guys
guy
can't.
yelling over me, dude?
I don't know why he's spurging out.
Okay.
We're
You
just
guys.
trying to have a
This
talk,
is what the
and you're
data
clearly
reflects.
coming in with like some kind of like preloaded feelings and bias, and I don't know if you're peeling the McTune or
Bias?
whoever. I don't know what your deal is. I'm just having a talk, bro.
Look at you! Look at you! Stereotype me now, Taylor. You're not going to question that?
Yeah,
Hypocrisy.
if you spent a
Well,
lot
no,
of time
dude, you're
watching
coming in
McTune,
with
you're pretty
all
messed up.
you're
I'm coming in with
referencing
knowledge. I'm coming in with knowledge of the
YouTube. You're
topic.
referencing all these people for no reason, right? So you're clearly
No,
the one
there
that's
is a
coming in
reason.
with this feeling like this all charged up about these other people and these other ideas. We're just having
Wait
a
a
talk about
second.
it. I didn't
Wait.
say I had a replacement for your
Wait a
gravity
second.
thing.
You started this with the scientists have all we've all gone backwards because we're going into different
Yeah.
fields. What are you talking
Okay,
about,
great.
me referencing other people? Because of them. You said them, and you didn't know who them is or they is.
I didn't say
This
I
is the
know who. I
hypocrisy.
didn't say I
This is
knew
the
who they
hypocrisy.
were.
Right.
Brother,
So why are you appealing to the boogeyman?
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You said they.
Oh, you've completely regressed this whole conversation.
Yo, the last thing this conversation needs in 2025 is more people just spreading globe crap like gravity, gravity. Like, dude, we've heard
Yeah.
your theory. It literally provides nothing. It's not a contribution. Not at this point.
Great contribution, Electric.
Yeah, technology disagrees with that, but go ahead if that makes you feel better about
Technology
your worldview.
disagrees, quote unquote. Dude, what are you talking
Yep.
about?
Technology disagrees with what you just said. That gravity brings nothing to the table. The understanding
Dude,
of
you
gravity.
literally want to ignore quantum mechanics. You said, I don't want to talk about quantum mechanics.
This is what they do, by the way, Wes. They just change the
Okay.
topic over and
No,
over.
it makes sense. I mean, I really don't want to crush your worldview, but the fact that you hold on to this when it's shown to be false is so telling that you guys, this is the way it feels to me. It feels that you guys think you are special because you have special knowledge and you think you are smarter than physicists and technologists and all these fields. And this gives you a sense of fulfillment, which is why I like talking about this, but
Dude,
you won't admit
physicists.
that you.
God, I thought you were finished.
No, I'm done.
Physicists will acknowledge that we don't know everything and that there's many profound questions that we do not know. Real physicists who are actually studying in the field acknowledge these things. Now, people who are like appealing to these scientists, right, for making all these points, most of the time they're the most cocky and confident ones. And the people in the field will recognize the downfalls and the questions that we still need to answer.
Yes, but one of those is not what makes things fall down on Earth. Yes, there are very theoretical arguments that we don't know, but these simple ones that you guys are discussing are already well known.
They acknowledge that we do not have a gravity understood at the atomic level. That's what we're still trying to
Yes,
research. They will
yes.
proudly, they won't say, oh, cause a distance. No, they don't garbage.
Yes, they
'cause
do. It's in their formulas.
Okay, and the formula is, there's many things in that formula. Acceleration is in the formula.
Nope, no, it's not. Nope. For big
In
G,
gravity formulas, yes.
nope. not for G. G is the acceleration. It's dependent upon the masses and the distance. That's how you get the
Wow,
acceleration.
so gravity is a force now?
Oh my gosh. Talk about regression. Yeah,
I
the
mean, it's
effects
your
are very
theory.
apparent. No.
They
It's
have
not my
many things in
theory.
the formulas that are not automatically causes. A formula is a descriptor of the effect. Okay?
Yep.
We can describe the effect and how it works via a formula. That has nothing to do. What's causing it is a totally different question.
Yes, mass attracting mass. We've proven this over and over again.
That's an effect. That's not a cause.
Why is it attracting it?
Mass attracting mass is not a
Why?
cause.
Dude,
Why is
wow.
the mass attracting mass? Question mark.
You don't understand the warping of space-time. So why would you expect to
Space time, that's another thing to describe the effect. Even Einstein acknowledged that.
This is a silly argument, Taylor.
He's
Just
going to
because
act
you
like we
can't-
didn't discuss this already.
Okay, excuse me. Just because you can't describe what's happening or
Your
what it
microphone
is,
is far up your ass or something.
Yeah,
It's really
and
muffled.
don't fix it
Just-
either. We don't need to
just
hear what you're saying
quiet,
either way.
Alec, quiet.
This is true.
Quiet. I was talking. Just because you can't talk about maybe the origin of gravity,
Can't hear me.
you can
It's totally
you can
fine.
you can measure the effects that are created by it.
Well, that was stupid. So mass
Okay, yeah, we
attracting
can
mass
definitely
is not
measure
the
the
cause.
effect. That doesn't mean we know the cause.
So
Yeah, mass
icy
attracting
spin.
mass is
So
not the
icy spin.
cause of gravity. Did you know that?
So icy
You
spin.
understand?
Icy spin just told you some logical facts, and there were 2 or 3 insults hurled back at him. That's
We
how.
can't hear
you guys
him.
logic.
I didn't hear anything he said.
I didn't hear anything.
Well, the
you
other
said
guy
either.
did clearly.
So now
'cause he
you're yelling and
responded.
crying, dude. I don't care what
No,
Icy Spin says.
no,
He
it's
works for me.
hilarious. It's
Wesley,
hilarious.
you're not
It's
helping.
It's
You're not
hilarious
helping.
because all you guys
Okay,
have
well,
is
laughing
See,
on
this
mute.
is the last resort crap that Globers end up doing when they realize they're wrong. Now they're just throwing mud. You got nothing,
Why are you
dude.
getting mad? Why are you mad?
You're a waste of time, dude. Like you need to concede when you're wrong, not just try to move over, change the topic.
Why are you mad?
Is
Sir,
mass
you're
attracting
that
mass
sounds so mad.
the
Look,
effect or the cause?
are you
I'm
gonna? Are
asking
you
you-
leaving, or is this
Yeah,
what
I
you're
am.
trying? You're
I am.
trying
I
to.
just want to
Okay.
understand why this triggers you guys when we talk about this. Why are you
Oh,
mad?
really?
No.
Mass.
It doesn't.
Alright.
No, I can talk about this with anybody. You're
Well, then
trying
why
to
do you
be a
insult?
certain way to trigger
Why do you
us.
insult them?
That's what you're
Why do
trying
you
to do.
Why do you insult us then?
Because I'm talking to this guy who's clearly only here to troll.
No, I'm talking the science.
I'm talking about IC Spin is only
IC was
here
telling you the
to
science.
troll. No,
IC
he's
was telling you the
actually
science.
not saying anything because we couldn't hear him, and he didn't care about that. So why do you?
That's the
Wait,
audio fallacy, by the way. I was still speaking.
Nice. I heard him
was still
fine. The other
speaking
guy
just
heard him
because you
fine.
didn't
I don't
hear
know
me.
what's wrong with
Yeah.
your speakers, but maybe you need
I
to get
still
new
can't
speakers.
hear him, and you're talking over him, so you definitely can't hear him.
Yeah, these
You
guys
need
are
new
trolls,
speakers.
man.
You need new speakers then, because two of us heard him.
No,
Fine.
I don't. My speakers are fine, and if I can't hear him, then
Yeah, we're
That
moving
makes me a
away from
troll,
something
right?
truly vital
If
to
you
the
can't hear me, I'm
conversation
labeled
right
a
now.
troll.
So
Is
I
that what
want
you're
to
saying,
ask
Riggs?
Wesley G. Wesley G, is mass attracting mass the effect or the cause?
Of what?
Dishonest. You're
Of
dishonest.
what?
Gravity.
Mass attracting mass is the effect. No, sorry.
Oh, thank
No,
goodness. If you were about to be wrong right there, dude, that's seriously crazy.
I already admitted twice I was wrong on here. I don't have a problem with that.
So
You
your
guys,
expertise and your incredulity is noted.
what incredulity? Go ahead. Explain my incredulity in any of this.
Well, you've been corrected like 3 times after claiming that we don't have expertise.
Okay, so where's the incredulity? I want to hold to you that point. Where's my
You're just
incredulity? No, I'm talking to him. It's a one-on-one conversation.
exhausting.
No,
2
it's
minutes.
really not a one-on-one.
Okay, where's the incredulity?
Well,
You just use that word
at
because you don't
first you
understand
said
what it
mass attracting mass was the cause.
Okay, again, even if I was wrong, where's the incredulity?
Well, you're just wrong.
Again,
It's
for
like
the third time,
I
where's the
think you're
incredulity?
right because you watched McToon a couple times. It's just
So
you're not right.
you can't tell me where the incredulity was. You just use that because it's a big boy word.
I use the word because I think that's what you did. You have incredulity.
Okay,
You said something
explain where my incredulity was, and then I'll
Dude,
understand.
I'm not trying to offend you and get you worked up and like start shivering in your voice. I don't care to do that. Okay, just relax.
Okay,
It's
tell me
not
what
that
my
big a deal.
incredulity was for the fourth time. Okay, if
Don't
you can't,
expect IC Spin to help you either. This guy's like not that smart.
so you don't know what incredulity is. You just use that as a big boy word.
Dude, I don't think incredulity is a big boy word. How old are you?
Okay, then explain it. Then explain what incredulity is.
just being unwilling to,
No, I'm not
know
asking
something.
you. I'm not asking you, Riggs. Go ahead. Go ahead. The guy that used it against me.
Dude, stop.
wanna-
Stop. Dude, you're not going to degrade this to like some grade school shit, man.
He
Please
was
stop.
talking to Elect
calling
clearly.
people gay
Riggs.
is-
I didn't
He was
ask
talking
you,
to
IC
Elect.
Spin.
Calling
Didn't
people
ask
gay
you.
is
Talking to you, Riggs.
All right, I see Spin. You got
Yeah,
this.
incredulity is when you refuse to accept information even though it's correct because you have a preconceived notion that you're correct when you're not.
Did you look that up?
That's what I think incredulity means.
Wow, that was pretty quick Google for that guy. All right. Well, my only ask, and thank you for correcting me on what causes the static differential, because I learned something new, and that's why I love doing these things. But the only thing I would ask is that if you're going to keep believing these things that have been debunked, talk to an expert. That's all you need to do. Talk to an expert. You're not the expert in this field of electrostatics. So if you're going to say these things, you're leading people down the wrong path because you have no expertise in the matter. So that's all I'd ask.
But you're the one who got schooled today.
Yeah, you declared the winner. Good job, buddy, Mr. Incredulity. Thank you for that. What's your actual name? Because I haven't seen your name.
Elect.
Oh, that's Alec? Oh,
He's
that's the
pretty
guy
smart.
that ran away after 3 minutes of me talking to him, asking him for one experiment, and he ran because he couldn't. He said, all the experiments prove it. And I said, name one, and he ran. It was so precious.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah, flat earthers don't have evidence.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't run from
Yeah.
anything. Hold on, dude. You gotta stop making up stuff about people because that's really not what happened. You kept insisting that majority of people think the moon landing was real. and I just got tired of addressing you because you live in La La
I
Land.
think they do. I think they do.
Well, you said there's a bunch of experiments that disprove that. You said all of the experiments disprove it, and I asked for one citation of one, and then you
Dude, you're
ran.
free to have whatever religious belief you want. You want to believe the moon landing is real? Go ahead.
Well, no, that's
Oh,
not the point, Alec. The point is you said you had the evidence of all the experiments, and so I asked for a citation of one, and then you left the call. Why did you do that?
Because not
It's probably 'cause
everybody's
you're not
ready
worth
to
his
just
time.
sit here and talk to you about your delusions for hours on end. It's
Why are
not
you
in
sitting in
everyone.
this?
Hey,
Why are you
hey,
sitting?
Alec.
Wait, hold on. One more thing, Brenda, and then your turn. Alec, then why do you sit in Discord for hours on end? Just to have your worldview propped up for you?
I don't really engage with people that do what you're doing all the time.
No, I know you don't want to hear the other side. So, all right, with that, off
What?
to you, Brenda.
Yeah. What is there to hear anymore? We know your position.
Evident. Yes, and you reject it. So, what is your evidence that we did not go to the room?
So yeah, you know that in this community, people know your position, consider it refuted, and you still come in here projecting the same garbage that's
but-
been refuted. So
Yes,
why do
but
you
you're
do that?
wrong
So why are you
because-
doing that?
because you're wrong.
So you think saying the same thing in a different instance is going to get a different result? You know that's what insanity is.
No, that's not what insanity is.
And it got
Yeah,
you to
doing
run
the
away.
same thing over and over, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity.
No, it
You're
actually
wrong.
is not. It's not the definition.
And it got
of
you to run
insanity.
away in 3 minutes. So that was a new time record for me.
Dude, nobody, dude, the more you say that I ran from you, it's just, I hear you, the shakiness in your voice. I'm sitting right here. No one's running.
Believing
This is how we.
in
This is how you know that
things.
elect. Excuse me. Go ahead, Brenda.
Oh, go ahead. I
Why
can't
are these
overtalk
guys
you.
like, dude, you
Well,
guys
this
gotta
is how you
stop.
know that Alec is just a parrot because he says things like insanity is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again.
I see Spin.
Blah,
Would you
blah,
like
blah.
to have a discussion with somebody, or you just want to talk about people?
Yeah, we're talking
Well,
to Alec.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Right,
I
I'm-
gave
I'm-
Icy
I'm
Spin,
reading
I
his
gave Icy
talking
Spin
about-
PTSD
Talking
the other
about
day,
Alec.
and he was defending MC Toon and his quote unquote GPS data. I
Yeah,
totally
what's wrong with
clowned
that?
this guy. He got ruined. I see Spin.
What's wrong with-
I ruined his
what's wrong with
fantasy of MC
GPS?
Toon going to Antarctica.
Oh,
What's wrong
someone's
with
sour
GPS?
Yeah, we were
What's
all there
wrong?
for it. I know he remembers. That's why he's got all this butthurt energy going on.
Do you think that he didn't go to the Antarctica?
It doesn't matter what we think. It's probably bullshit. No, they probably didn't go, but it doesn't matter what we think. That's like a religious belief. You know? Do you think
No,
he
that's
rose
not
on the
what
third day?
religion. That's not what
Yeah,
religion is.
It's something we can't.
No.
Something we can't falsify one way or another.